A food craving can arise from several hours of continuous concentration-intensive work, stress, strict dieting, or intermittent fasting. Other potential reasons for sudden cravings are nutrient deficiencies, sleep deprivation, or low blood sugar levels. This is why it is good to understand why cravings occur and how they can be stopped, or better yet, prevented. Cravings for starchy foods and other carbohydrates occur when you have been on very restrictive diets, or when dealing with high levels of anxiety and stress, or if your diet is made up of too many simple carbohydrates, such as those containing refined sugar. In those cases, your blood sugar levels drop. This causes your body to seek out starchy foods that are quick and easy to digest, so that your blood sugar level rises and normalizes, but it will not really satisfy you for long. Better eat some protein without a second thought. Also fiber. Check out my recipes for breads and wraps whose ingredients contain psyllium husks. Also leafy greens and a little healthy fat too. These foods can satisfy you because they stimulate the production of leptin, the hormone that gives you the feeling of satiety. When craving for sweets, well, for starters, low blood pressure and low sodium levels trigger a craving for salt. Our brain has neurons that are responsible for detecting these levels. The funny thing is that the neurons that respond to salt cravings also respond to sugar cravings. The problem is that often, if you have a craving for something salty, you probably end up eating something sweet or sweet and salty. It's not in all cases, but it's often confusing. If the craving happens once in a while, there should be no problem. However, this is a trigger because your brain starts to relate and engage in a stress-compensated with food cycle by activating the mesolimbic dopamine system. Dopamine is a brain chemical released by neurons that can indicate an event in your day has been positive. When the reward system is activated, behaviors are reinforced and tend to be repeated. But that's not positive. An experiment conducted at the University of Michigan clarifies why it is important to keep dopamine levels in check. Fruit flies have dopaminergic neurons just like rodents and humans. Feeding the flies a high sugar diet decreases the intensity of the sweetness signal coming from the mouth. Animals in general use dopamine activation to detect the rewarding or satiating effects of a food. But flies fed the high sugar diet lost that sensitivity because they received less activation of dopaminergic neurons and therefore ended up eating more than they needed, which over time causes them to gain weight. The same is true for humans. So how do you control sugar cravings? You can have a consommé or broth, natural, but make sure it contains no starch, no MSG or other ingredient with weird names. You can add a small avocado to make it thicker and get some fiber. Some experts advise eating some protein. In this case, you can add hard-boiled eggs to satisfy immediate hunger. If the sugar craving persists, I suggest something like Greek yogurt, to which you can add enough stevia or allulose to satisfy the sweetness you're craving. As for salt, the adrenal glands are activated in excessively stressful conditions or when you haven't had enough sleep. The hormones that are triggered are adrenaline and cortisol, and as a result, glucose is released into the blood and provide you with enough energy to fight or flee from a threat. At least this is how your body reads it. Once the threat or stress is gone, the adrenaline wears off. Glucose drops and cortisol is activated for you to replenish the energy used, making you very hungry, which can result in cravings for salty and high-fat foods. There can be a confusion here too. Because our diets in general contain significant amounts of sodium, think about what you have eaten during the day, whether you have drunk enough water or perhaps perspire excessively from exercise or high temperatures, whether you are stressed or didn't get enough rest during the night. In these cases, it would be appropriate to maintain balanced electrolyte levels. You can drink a sugar-free electrolyte drink, and within 15 minutes you should start to feel more balanced. We crave chocolate when experiencing stressful situations because chocolate has effects on the brain that help you relax and feel good by increasing brain levels of several chemicals, including phenylethylamine, which gives you confidence, tryptophan, which turns into serotonin and increases euphoria, and theobromine, a stimulant that boosts your mood. It is high in magnesium too, and this is another reason why many adults turn to chocolate, since they don't get enough of this mineral in their regular diet. I'm not going to tell you to stop eating chocolate. First, it's delicious. Second, it has important benefits that you can corroborate in my video on the benefits of cocoa, which I link to the content box of this video. However, chocolate is a naturally high-calorie food, so if you are going to eat it in moderation and without sugar, because sugar cancels out most of its benefits. If you still need to reduce your chocolate intake, try to eat at your scheduled meal times. Make sure your meals contain enough protein, fiber, and some healthy fats. Focus on eating big salads with lots of leafy greens such as spinach, broccoli, chard, avocado, artichoke, for example. Hungry and don't know what you want to eat? Hydrate. It is believed that our bodies can occasionally mistake thirst for hunger, which is why it can be so difficult to know exactly what food will satisfy your craving. The same area of the brain that controls hunger also controls thirst. So sometimes the signals cross when you haven't drunk enough water during the day and get confused, making you feel hungry. While many cravings have emotional or environmental causes, others are a result of what's going on in the body. Beyond thinking that it's inevitable or that you just don't have the willpower, think of cravings as your body's way of signaling a deficiency of something in your body. Now you have the tools and many more in the article whose link I leave in the content box of this video to learn more about what may be going on inside your body and different alternatives to solve it. If you like this video, please click on the like icon. Remember to subscribe on the red button and activate the little bell to receive notifications every time there is something new to learn in nature's way in the art to heal yourself. See you soon.